Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to do a whiskey which we cannot find in Tennessee.
Shocking.
But
it's relatively new.
It is very new. But we bought this while we were up in the Bardstown. No,
we didn't buy it.
we didn't buy this. Sorry. This was bought for us while we were up in the Bardstown.
I was perusing the bourbon aisle, and this lady walked up to me and asked me if I was looking for something in particular, and I just told her no. I said, I'm just looking for something I just can't find in Nashville, or I can't get in Nashville.
Yep.
And she points to this.
Have you ever heard of it?
Have you ever heard of it? And I looked back at her, and I saw on her shirt. Getting to talk to her, it was actually Marlene Holmes. She's actually the Master Distiller. So we got to talking, and then the founder, Marsha Milam, she joined the conversation, and we all got to talking, and then I introduced her to Kevin and explained that we have a YouTube channel, and I did show it to her, so she knew that I was not blowing smoke. But once they heard that, they're trying to grow their brand, and they were like, if we would like to buy you a bottle, and we'd love for you to do it on the show. So they bought us a bottle and actually gave us their tasting glasses from their distillery.
Yep.
So we said absolutely, and I promised her that I would email her once this goes live.
So this is the Milam Greene Unabridged Volume 1.
Volume 1.
So outside of that conversation, started poking around to try to learn a little bit about it. It's actually a really interesting bottle. They are really experimenting and blending for this one. That's what this bottle is all about. So we've got 3 different Tennessee whiskeys, a 14-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 4-year-old. 4-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and does that say 3.5-year-old Texas bourbon whiskey with malted rye, and a 2.5-year-old Kentucky bourbon whiskey with malted rye. That's a lot of different whiskeys, and it's just casks of them, like just a handful of barrels. There's probably 30 barrels total blended into this, so it's very limited. This is volume 1, so I'm going to take the wild guess that there's probably a volume 2, 3, 4 in plans. And I don't know. We didn't crack it open.
It's also very similar to
Bardstown. Yeah.
Yep.
This is kind of their discovery, because I don't know if any of it's theirs. Maybe it's the Texas stuff might be theirs, but so maybe it's like the fusion. But if it's none of theirs, then it's like the discovery.
So Marlene, she did tell us she is a veteran to the bourbon world.
Yep.
She spent 20 plus years working at Jim Beam.
Yes.
So I would like to think that she's picked up
a handful of
tricks,
good tricks, and probably an amazing palate for blending and all that kind of stuff. We're totally doing this blind.
Yeah.
We did not crack this open. We bought another bottle of theirs and cracked that open, and that was pretty solid. So I have high hopes for this guy.
Got a soft nose.
It's also weird to smell out of this glass. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so used to smelling out of a Glencairn.
But for
118?
118, you don't get
118.6? Is that right?
Get, the proof doesn't hit you.
118.3.
The proof doesn't hit you.
No.
Even if you go from top to bottom. I get a little bit of apple.
Yeah, I was going to say there's some sweetness, like a brown sugar, a little bit of fruit, some vanilla notes.
Yeah. I want to say leather, but I know that's probably not going to be right.
I'm not getting that kind of age. Though I actually get where you're going with that. There is a note in there that's almost like a little bit of age. Well, there is a 14-year sitting in there? Palate's nice.
Yes, it is. Oh, that toffee. You let it sit there on your tongue, man. It is just
that's sweet. Sweet. A little bit of a char, like a oaky note in there.
It's probably from those first two, that 14 and the 6-year. That's good. Almost like a chocolate
just
at the end.
A touch. Well, so yes, but I'm going to go like almost like an Andy's candy, because I get a little mint note too, like a chocolate and a mint.
Yeah, well, you're going to give me the power suggestion now. I didn't get that.
You didn't get the
chocolate.
I got a little chocolate and mint at the same time at the very end.
Ooh, man, but that first initial, that toffee caramel.
Now the nose is all sweetness.
Oh.
There's a lot of sweetness, and now a little bit of the proof is showing up for some reason. It's funny, it didn't show up the first time.
I pick up pecan now.
Brown sugar, apple. It's kind of where I'm at. Trying to convince myself on the pecan, but I'm not there. I'm not getting pecan.
I'm not a huge pecan pie person, but I get like that.
With the brown sugar, glazy stuff, yeah. Yeah, I still don't get pecan. Sorry, that power suggestion's not coming. A little more bitey on that, on the tongue.
Yeah, there's way more bite in the back, but it's still very sweet.
Yeah.
In the front. Now my
mouth's watering. Yep. Yeah, mouth watering. The spicy sweetness is really what it comes down to. It's not what is it, Mexican pepper porter beers.
Oh, yeah.
It's not quite like that, but it's reminiscent of that, like a spiciness to it, but like a sweet, little bit of a chocolate note. I didn't quite get the mint. I lost my Andes candy, which I love Andes candy, so bummed about that. But that's a pretty nice profile. Very round.
I'm enjoying this.
It's a good round profile to it. That's very nice. All right. Drop some water in there. See if that opens it up a touch. Does something good, bad, or indifferent. We'll see.
Now they've piqued my interest on the next volume.
Yeah, what volume 2? What's the age? The blending differences, all that kind of stuff.
Now the nose is muted.
It got a little chocolatey on the nose. I get a little bit of that, like a milk chocolate.
I get a little bit of that, but
semi-sweet chocolate.
The water really muted the nose.
Yeah, I'm not getting the brown sugar. I'm not getting any of the fruit notes.
No, it's not that
everything kind of went away. Yeah. Yeah, you got to take a sip and go retronasal, see what happens. The burn or whatever it was, the spiciness from the rye is kind of gone. I don't get a spiciness.
I don't get in the back. I got it right in the nose.
Oh, it came right up.
Yep.
Man, that's just. Hold on. All right, I'm getting sweet notes out here and like oak notes down the middle. If that makes any. I don't know how that works.
I get sweet up front. I can see where you're going with the oak in the middle. I get the rye on the.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not pick up any rye on the finish of this guy.
I'm gonna say I prefer this without water.
You like that a little more neat?
Yep.
Okay. So now one of the things. One, they do work with Bardstown Distillery Bourbon Company, and they have those big old column stills.
Yep.
They actually have a 300-gallon copper pot still.
Yep.
Down in, where was it?
Blanco, Texas.
Blanco,
which
yes.
I believe is
near
outside
Austin.
of Austin, I believe.
Yeah. Blanco, Texas.
I told them in the store I was always weary about Texas because we like Balcones. I'm not a huge
like
fan.
TX you don't like,
TX and Garrison Brothers
right.
I don't know what it is. Like that stuff for me is like it wasn't aged long enough.
Right.
I mean, this is obviously a blend, and it ages from 2.5 years to
2 3/4.
2 3/4, all the way to 14. That's a
big range.
That's a big range, but it definitely works.
Again, to your point, I really want to see what volume 2 and volume 3 and where they go.
I just have to put a handshake like in
the mail.
No, my liquor in my little cupboard, and find a way to get volume 2.
Oh, for ABs?
AB, yeah.
It's a very, it's a well-rounded bourbon. Mm-hmm. Bourbon? Am I allowed to call it a bourbon? Is it allowed to be called a bourbon?
Bourbon. Well, no, it has Tennessee bourbon in it.
Blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. Okay, we're gonna call that a bourbon. Yeah, it says Tennessee bourbons. It doesn't say Tennessee whiskeys. So they have 2 other releases. 3 other releases. They also have a rye that the store didn't have. Because that was actually the second recommendation after they said that they were going to buy that. I was like, all right, then I want to buy a bottle too. Like, I don't want to just have them buy us a bottle. I'll buy a bottle since we can't get it down here.
Yep.
And her first suggestion was the rye. but they didn't have it. And her second suggestion was this triple cask. Which we'll review shortly. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That one I cracked open. I cracked open while we were still in Bardstown with the thought process of, boy, I hope it's not really bad because I'm going to feel bad being mean on reviewing a bottle that somebody gave to us. I don't have to. I don't have to worry about that because that one was pretty solid. This is really good.
Yep.
Very, very good round notes to this.
And for the price, if I remember correctly, it was mid 50s, I believe, somewhere around there.
Well, the MSRP on even their website is $90.
For this?
Yes.
I don't remember them paying.
I thought this was $59 there, but I could be totally wrong. I don't.
I don't know why 54 sticks on my head.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking to him more than I was.
Maybe I got the distiller's discount.
Maybe the yeah.
Well, I mean, regardless if it's 55, even if it's mid 80s or 90s, it's a pretty solid.
It's a
really
good bottle.
Solid bottle.
It kind of reminds me of the Fusion or Discovery series. It's kind of the same concept, and those are $70 for the Fusion and $130 for Discovery. So it's in the right ballpark.
And it's kind of like another, like we said before, like sourcing before was kind of frowned upon, but now like I think Bardstown has made the whole blending like another art form's not a
it's art form.
Okay,
because you can do it really wrong.
Right.
So,
but they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've done a really good job.
Yeah, they got a great palate. They're pulling together really nice notes.
Kudos to Marlene. She did a really good job.
Yeah. Yep.
With this one.
Everybody down there, that's very solid, and I'm super excited for 2 because how much did you learn off of doing it the first time that you're just like, man, we could have done this. Mm-hmm. 2 is
like if you just change the number. If you got the same thing and just change the number of casks.
Right. Yeah. Shifted it around a little bit more towards the older or towards the middle, or bring the average age up.
Yeah, like the middle is close to 4.
Probably.
Years.
Yeah. Because so many of them are the 2 3/4.
Yeah. But no, this is really good.
It's good. Yeah.
I'm glad we poked our head into the Keystone.
Yeah.
Keystone Liquors.
The option was either make a left into the Keystone Liquors or make a right to the Luxco, right?
Yep.
And we decided to go to the liquor store. And,
glad we did.
Yeah, glad we did. Ran into some cool people and
they were nice enough to...
got to try some pretty solid whiskey.
Yeah, and nice enough to buy us a bottle to do on the show.
Yeah.
Again, I wish this was available here.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Tennessee
it will be soon.
difficult.
Marsha, I'm going to leave that up to you. Hopefully, if you can pull some strings.
Yeah.
But again, we've always talked about trying to go down to Texas and poke our head around. So maybe we can make a trip down there.
Especially Austin area. There's a lot in Austin area.
So,
yeah.
But overall, very solid bottle. We hope you enjoyed our review of the Milam Greene Unabridged Volume 1. Excited at some point to be able to try Volume 2.
Yes.
So.
And we will be reviewing the triple cast.
True. You bought that one. So if you enjoyed the review, as always, we'd encourage you to hit the like button on the screen. And again, I would like to thank Marsha and Marlene for the bottle, the glasses, and just the conversation at the store.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we started this, is to more meet some of the people that are in the industry and just have really cool conversations of how'd you get started? And it's a lot of fun.
Yep. So
if you're new to the channel and you would like to subscribe, please subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel and continue to hopefully reach other distilleries and reach other people that might be interested in finding a distillery that they may not have heard of.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.